Inside our bodies, there is a network of glands and organs called endocrine system that secrete hormones which are essential for our growth and development. Mimicking the shape of these hormones, dangerous chemicals called EDCs or endocrine disrupting chemicals enter our bodies and fit into cellular receptors and create havoc in our endocrine system. They develop serious developmental, reproductive, neurological and immune effects in both humans and animals. EDCs can enter our bodies through air we breathe, food we eat, water we drink and through the skin. EDCs also transfer from mother to fetuses and infants. We are a group of researchers and scientists from Norway, Czech Republic and Indian institutions working towards the common goal of bringing out comprehensive information regarding all EDC groups in the representative Indian food basket. Samples were collected from different zones of urban Delhi as well as peri-urban areas of Dehradun in order to form a representative data for the Indian subcontinent. Through research, we have quantified them for an extensive list of chemical compounds. Pesticides are used to improve agricultural yield and extend the shelf time of food. There is, however, a concern that their residues in food and water can be harmful for the health of the end user.
In our research, chlorprophan and chlorpyrifos were frequently detected in several food products, especially in potato and cereals.
Food production and preservation practices are linked to high pesticide residues in food in India.
Heavy metals contamination in food from the soil or irrigation water can cause both acute and chronic EDC-like health effects.
Carcinogenic risk due to nickel and arsenic in the diet was higher than the threshold for all the food items, the highest being in milk and spinach.
Majority vegetables had concentrations of lead and cadmium higher than the permissible limits, whereas pulses had higher nickel content.
Plastic is commonly used in agricultural production and food packaging to provide flexibility in packaging and durability of the product. Many of these plasticizers are in fact powerful EDCs and can contaminate food when they come in contact with it.
Phthalic acid esters were high in industrially packaged cottage cheese and fish. Bisphenol A was high in potatoes and fish.
Packaging material was identified as a source of the plasticizer di-N-butyl phthalate (DNBP) in the packaged food.
Suspected carcinogenic phthalates are found to be very high in dairy products in Delhi, especially cottage cheese, that's paneer.
Beyond these groups of substances, we also analyzed residues of well-known persistent organic pollutants such as DDT, PCB, linden and dioxin in the Indian diet, causing health concern.
Well, the good news is we found that the rural population diet provides a substantially lower amount of many of the measured EDCs. This is both due to the dietary habits and the generally lower level of EDCs found in local and traditionally produced food compared to the food products entering mainstream distribution, especially in the urban areas.
Children and pregnant women are at very high risk of exposure to heavy metal plasticizers. Regulators should carefully consider dietary recommendations to reduce EDC intake, especially tailored to women in childbearing age in Indian urban contexts. Adopt a routine national monitoring plan to track occurrence and temporal trends of EDCs in food and to early identification of contamination hotspots. Incentivize the food industry to introduce a trusted quality labeling system for EDCs to guide consumers towards health-preserving choices and to steer toward food excellence in India. update the Food Safety and Standards Regulations 2011 based on global benchmarks.
Currently, India is updating its regulatory approach towards managing chemicals by drafting a new regulation, the Chemical Management and Safety Rules (CMSR), which does not regulate a substance as an EDC. Even though this is an important first step towards enhanced chemical management in India, a proactive, modern, succinct and dedicated regulation to manage EDC is still not realized.
India stands at the cusp of being the first country in the world to recognize the dangers of EDCs and make necessary changes in its food regulation policies to protect its large population from its harmful effects. The time for action is now, because the cost of not taking an action is very high. Thank you.